What's happening, my podcast family? Millie Mill back with you guys once again. Unapologetic. Yeah, I got a few more shirts coming out as well. However, please go like, share, and subscribe on the YouTube channel. Unapologetic hashtag #1 podcast. And don't forget iTunes, Spotify, all that listening programs and platforms or apps or whatever you want to call it. Your boy's on there too, supporting the community, putting people out there that are trying to make a difference. So please go like, share, and subscribe. And just to give y'all a little breakdown on what the video is about, uh, this lady is an entrepreneur, she's a mentor, she's a mother, and so much more. She's a leader in the community. Uh, and I feel like that this video is going to teach y'all more than what y'all expected. So tune in, love it, like it, share it. Unapologetic. Today, we have Miss Ciggzree, ladies and gentlemen. She is a phenomenal person, in my opinion, and you will see for yourself. Also, she has done so much for the community, and she is here with us today. And I'm very grateful that she's able to take time out of her day to sit here and have this conversation with me. But Miss Ciggzree, you're like a legend in Muskegon.
Thank you.
You really are. A lot of people that I've spoken with and talked to uh, recommends pretty much about anything and everything. Advice, ownership, anything, to uplift a person's well-being. And when we first met and talked, like I told you, you just opened my eyes to a new type of world because um, I feel like we are all kind of restricted to a certain amount of knowledge that that people are trying to hide from us in our society. I feel like in, for example, schools, they don't teach you everything, and sometimes they don't teach you the right things.
Right.
So I self-educated myself thanks to you.
Yes. It's a blessing to be educated.
Yes, it is. And I also found out things that I never even knew. For example, you have multiple awards in your name.
Yeah.
For example, the organizations that you're in are the National Associations of Realtors, Michigan Association of Realtors, and Muskegon County Board of Realtors.
Right.
And that is a lot.
I served on, first black to serve on the board of realtors.
So you were the first black woman to serve
on the board of
realtors. How did you get that position?
They chose me.
From
realtors.
Are you wow?
Me.
That's and what and did you?
I worked on civil rights. That's where I concentrated.
Mm-hmm. And that
my power.
Oh, okay. And so was that what pushed you into the type of lifestyle that you decided to live was in real estate?
My mother pushed me in the way I decided to live. My mother was a poet. And she was also, I must have been a civil rights fighter when I was a kid. Because my mother's, one of her poems was The Negro. And that was in the 40s. And she talked about how Negroes were treated. If they were given an opportunity, a Negro could fill the president's chair. My mother didn't live to see that. She talked about women's rights in the 40s.
Yeah.
So I lived under my leader. My mother was very strong in her beliefs and stuff.
That's beautiful.
She was a strict mother. She had to be to have me as a daughter.
You was a handful, so to speak.
We were from Chicago. We moved from Chicago here.
Oh, wow. So how long have you been in business?
I've been in business because I was in different businesses.
Right.
So I've been in business if I start at my beginning, it goes beyond my real estate.
Mhm.
So I've been in real estate 45 or 50 years.
Wow.
Yeah. In fact, they had us to stand up. It was 4 of us.
Mhm.
And we had the oldest ones in the real estate. So
Really?
we had to come up. The men stood at first. There's 3 men and 1 woman, me.
Wow.
So the others were white. And after I stood up and he told people how old I was, the men told me, I want to be just like Ciggzree. I go be like me and your man. And that's when they presented me. I was the last one to get the presentation. And that's when they gave me that award, when I was recognized with the other 4 men. He helped me to stay up there, and I didn't know why he had me to stay up there. And that's when he gave me this Life's Trophy.
Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah, award from the real estate.
2015. Wow.
And I had to fight to get into real estate.
So, can you explain what was like the battle, like some of the battles that you had to do
to get into real estate?
Get into real estate?
Number one, I told my mother was in real estate in California. And when I came back from vacation, because I was losing my job at the Urban League Guild, I was director of community service for the Urban League Guild. And so they wasn't able to raise my money, for me to continue to be with the Urban League Guild. So my daughter told me when I came back, I said, I think I want to go into real estate. So it was my daughter came and said, Mother, or was with my granddaughter, I can't remember, who brought me this ad.
Mm-hmm.
It was about real estate. I said, I'll call them later. She said, no, Mother, call them today, because I will procrastinate. So I don't want to do something right now.
Right. I understand.
In a minute. So she said, no, Mother, call them right now. So I called the first number, and the people didn't answer. I called the second number, and the people answered. And I said, I saw your ad in the paper. Mm-hmm. I'm interested in becoming a real estate salesperson. Mm-hmm. And I saw your ad in the paper, and I'd like to set an appointment and apply for the ad. So he said, I'll call you right back. And
okay.
So and I said, okay. He happened to hang up the phone, and there was a nurse working for him. And this nurse had been with me at the When Friends and Influencing People, the Jonathan Walker Award.
Wow.
But she was the female version
of
the Jonathan Walker Award. And she said, you said Ciggzree Morse? And he said, yes. She said, if you don't hire her, you crazy. I was in her with the Jonathan Walker Award. She said her final speech she gave was talking about she's gonna open her own office. And she said she had us so excited about her opening her own office. She said she is a promoter, and she can speak and everything. And she gonna make a lot of money if you work. So he called me back. He said, I'd like to meet with you. And he told me who had told her. And she said, Ciggzree. I said, how you doing? And so he said, she told me if I don't hire you, I'll be losing. But he said, can I come down in the basement and talk to you? I said, sure. What he wanted to talk to me and warn me that I was coming into a place it wasn't going to be easy. Mm. And he said, if somebody slammed the door in your face, what would you do? Knock on the door. And they opened the door. I said, I don't think you heard me. And what did they say? What do you mean? I told you at the door that I come to show your house. You want to sell your house? I can sell it. That's what I'm telling you.
Right.
So if you open the door, you might have a sale. And the lady, he said, did they get angry with you? I said, if they did, I didn't notice, because my thing is get in this house and show it.
Right.
If they don't show it, they lose the deal.
Right. You want the task at hand. Right.
And so the lady, he said, I'm hiring you. I believe you can handle anything you go in another place. But the big companies didn't want him to hire me.
Why?
Because I've been a civil rights fighter all my life.
Right. Okay.
And they thought I was the enemy. Come and check them out about redlining and sending people where they don't want to go. Okay, so they thought I was there to watch over them and get them in trouble. And I say, the NAACP, the Urban League, they don't know I applied for real estate. It's my business.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't come to get you in trouble. You probably gonna get your own self in trouble anyway.
Right, because you're nervous about something.
Yeah, they were nervous. They need to be. They were redlining and steering people and all that stuff. And the black people never saw the big book that they sell people houses out of.
Right.
When the black people come to a real estate office, they go pick out what they want them to look at and where they wanted to live. They never saw that book until I became a realtor.
Wow! So you was the first person to actually present that to the.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Why were they so secretive about that? Like what?
Racism is the greatest thing in the United States. Housing is the greatest thing in the United States. And the steering and not being financed,
right,
it was a lot up against black people in the real estate industry.
Wow. That's crazy.
My first year, I won $100,000. Second year, $1 million. And half I did. What had happened to me, it was a time that the Urban League came in, and they started it at Jackson Hill.
Okay.
I don't know if you're too young to remember that. That was
I know
in the 60s.
Okay. I read about that.
Started on Jackson Hill, and Reuben Townsend, who was he was the senator director of Jackson Hill. Reuben Townsend, and all these people were getting this money to relocate.
Yeah.
And Reuben Townsend said, Ciggzree is in real estate now. She's gonna treat you fair and everything, and she's the first black realtor you've had. You need to support her.
That's
and
beautiful.
They did.
That's beautiful.
They did. Black people came together. And the white people were going on Jackson Hill. And why are we going up there? All you hear is Ciggzree. You know? And they said, Ciggzree, give me some of that business. I said, shut up and sit down.
So you was already a celebrity because of being an activist.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And then you transferred that energy into being a realtor as well.
Right.
So they just came together.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
That's a big.
Because I was the first one also to work for United Way.
Really?
And that's power.
Yes.
That's where your power structure is. United Way. First black to work for United Way.
How long were you with United Way?
I was there before. Well, what happens is Urban League sent me to United Way.
Oh, okay.
They were looking for women to work for United Way. And they called the Urban League. And I was very active with the Urban League. I was the first young person with the Urban League Guild. And I was sent to Washington, D.C. for a convention.
Wow.
and I was younger than all other people before, and I didn't go to college, and I wasn't like the doctor's wife or the lawyer's wife. I wasn't educated like them. But Mrs. Gregory, who was my mentor, saw me.
Mrs. Gregory.
Mrs. Gregory was ahead of working with young people at the Urban League. At the Urban League. And Mrs. Gregory, I went to Dr. E.B. Williams' house at a tea. Because Doc's house, they had a beautiful yard and everything in the Urban League. He was active with the Urban League. And he was like our father, really.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Dr. Williams was like our father. He sent my son to my husband to electrical school and everything.
Oh, that's
he's
beautiful.
He's our children's godfather and everything. But what happens is he bought the ticket. So you need to go to this tea. I said, I don't go to no tea. He said, you don't know if you go to no tea. You don't know nothing no way, so just go.
Right.
Got the ticket. And that's when Ms. Gregory saw me. She kept watching me. And she said, you know, you need to join the Urban League Guild. I said, I can't join these ladies. These ladies, look at their beautiful clothes. And look at how they talk and everything. I'm not up in their level. She said, what do you mean you're not up in their level? I said, I don't look like them. I don't talk like them. I can't dress like them. She said, you see that little outfit you got on? It was a jumper and a little jacket.
Right.
She said, do you sew? I said, yeah, I design clothes. She said, why don't you get out your sewing machine and design little tops to go this? They won't know the difference. And that's what I did.
Wow.
Yeah. So what she did, she started pushing me up in the Urban League Guild. Like the secretary, I said, ooh, no, I'm not being no secretary. Might not write down the words right. Oh, Jesus. I said, I'm not doing that. She said, yes, you are doing it. I said, no, Ms. Gregory, you're going too far. So I kept moving up, and finally she moved me up to the president. I said, no. She said, I want you to go to the Y and take Robert's Rules of Order. That's what you do. You do that. So I went there. So when I came back, Ms. Gregory said, did you learn anything? I said, yes, Ms. Gregory. So when I was running the meeting, and when it came to the end of the meeting, I said 3 times, is this meeting over? Is this meeting over? Is this meeting over? If not, this meeting is over with. She can't do that. She can't. We got to vote it out. No, she said she went to Robert's Rules Office. All she got to do it 3 times and call the meeting over. Where she learned that from? She said, your little president and took up Robert's Rules of Order. And that's how I became president of the Urban League Guild.
Wow. So I see, it sounds like you made a lot of enemies as well moving up in the in the Urban League. Wow.
But the Lord blessed me with people. The people I moved up when I worked for United Way, they liked me. And the boss liked me. And when I went to interview for the job, he asked everybody else something. When I came in, I said, no, I asked him, I said, am I going to get this job? He said, nobody asked me that. Well, they should have. Because I'm asking.
Right.
He said, I'm going to hire you. Yeah, I'm going to hire you. So he did hire me, and I told him I could type fast and all that stuff.
So he just hired you just because you asked the question? Wow. Okay. Straightforward to the point.
He asked how fast I could type. I told him how fast I could type, but I didn't tell him I was so on the floor. Close to letters. So my first day at the job, I was there, I had paper that high.
Wow.
So I said, I'm going to quit. I'm not going to let him fire me. I'm just quit. So I went in, And he said, Ciggzree, can I see you in my office? I said, yes, sir, Mr. Sean Light. And I went in his office. He said, you can't type as fast as you told me, could you? I said, no, I thought I could do better than what I did. He said, don't worry about the Ciggzree people. He went and bought a typewriter. It's like electric typewriter.
Okay.
All the other women had typed their name and address and everything.
Right.
And then when they gave it to me, all I do is type. I had only typed the name. They did the whole letter. And then I pushed that button, and the whole letter goes.
Oh.
And then he moved me up to the printing department, where I printed all the Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, and all their letters.
Right. Oh, wow.
And letterhead and all that. So I became head of the printing department for United Way. And I raised money for United Way.
So you were not a secretary and like.
I was the head of the printing department. They sent me over to the telephone company to learn from Mark Smith. Okay. And he taught me how to run the multiple machine. How to run it.
The whole machine?
Yeah. So I did all the fishing.
You're a jack of all trades, Miss Ciggzree.
Yeah, and also he gave me the drunkest ones to run my running money and everything. I had to go get them out the tavern. I was so mad with them men.
So they would be drunk, trying to work this machine.
No, they would be out. They were big shots coming from different companies.
Oh, just coming.
They are volunteers.
Okay.
When you're raising money for these companies, some are from big companies, some are medium companies, all that.
Right.
They go out and raise money to bring in for the United Way.
I never knew that.
Yeah, they go raise money, and some of them are good. So I was so mad with them. I said, "Where you going? I'm not getting nothing." They say, no, Ciggzree, we're gonna do good for you, Ciggzree." And they did. They went out. Boss told me, "Say, Ciggzree, nobody ever raised that much money in this group."
Wow.
But what happens? That group also heard what happened when I was having my meeting with them. I also was director for the youth NAACP.
Yeah, you told me that.
And at 12 o'clock, that phone rang. And 12 o'clock, it was NAACP Pickett and Benlow, president of the board.
Wow.
So after the meeting, my boss said, "Ciggzree, may I speak to you?" I said, "Yes, sir." And he said, "Did you know anything about the thing against Mr. Benlow?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "You didn't tell me?" I said, "No, you're the enemy." He said, "No, you didn't say that, Ciggzree." I said, "Yes, I did, Mr. Sean Lane."
Wow.
He said, "Well, who are involved in everything?" I told him who all was involved. And it was mostly men. And he said, "If you give me all the people, I can see how we can reach and meet with them." I said, "Okay," so I gave him all the people. They told me when the meeting was and everything, and they thought I was coming because I was coming for United Way. I was coming because I was a member of NAACP, but I put my name down.
Right.
We went in, and then the men and everything was standing up and introducing themselves, and when it came my time, they said, "Ciggzree, you don't have to introduce us, we know who you are." I said, "Well, I'm the advisor for the youth
Right.
NAACP."
Wow. So after all of that, coming to what's happening present, you told me about your book That
Yes.
This is your first book, or
it was my first book. It hadn't been finished yet.
right.
Myself.
Okay. Do you have an idea what deadline that you're trying to get it out by?
Well, the one building wealth, I'm gonna get it out fast because I was doing it, but I was working my other book to get out first. So the one building wealth.
Okay.
Through coming together, I'm sure that should be probably out about. I gotta get it out fast. I think about probably 3 months, maybe.
I'm getting the first. I want one of the first copies. I'm buying one of the first copies.
You're gonna want to join the group. Building wealth. That's what you want.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
And also,
and I really want to work with younger people.
That's
and the reason I want to work with younger people, I'm so impressed with their fighting for the rights, and they're all colors and all sizes and everything.
So you've been paying attention to what's been going on?
Always. And I got my TV on right now. What moves are being made by that stupid man?
What is your opinion on what's happening today with the rate? What is your opinion on what is happening today in our society with the bias of being the racial inequality that's going on in our country? And
this frightens me in a way because people are so stupid.
Yes.
They're so stupid. And this man plays games with people's lives.
Trump.
Yeah. When he came down those steps, he said he's going to turn things upside down.
Yeah.
Who was really after is our first black president. That's who he was after. And then that meant also he's going to get the first black president so that he can make him look bad in people's eyes and stupid in people's eyes. I when I see black people stand up and talk about they gonna vote for him, I think our people are losing it. Our people are losing it.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
You give him $50 and you gonna vote for him? He couldn't give me $1 million. He couldn't give me $1 trillion. I'll vote for him. I never saw nothing like that. I'm afraid of it. I'm afraid that people gonna vote for him. One of the things I want to know does this time relates to the past? Is it worse as it is now, or is it kind of the same? It wasn't the same.
It wasn't?
We were fighting. Walking across the bridge and all that stuff.
Right.
We were fighting. But they didn't come over with guns and start shooting you down. They beat you up.
Okay.
And if you go back to the history, look at how sophisticated.
Right.
That our people who we look up to, how they carry themselves. They didn't curse.
Yeah, it's a lot different. They dress differently, all that.
And they talked about Jesus on their side, not the devil on their side.
Yes, it's a lot different.
I'm afraid of black people anyway now. I really am afraid of them. Because we don't even... I'm really afraid of them. I've been through a lot myself because a lot of people get jealous of you and you ain't trying to do nothing but help them.
Yeah. It's a bunch of crabs in a barrel, as they say.
Yeah. But you young people stick on your guard because you're doing it right. The only thing we have to do, not take your leadership role, but the only thing we have to do is don't forget how we fought. Right. Don't forget how we fought. My whole thing, and they got mad with me for saying this all the time, this lady misrepresented my book, and she's been doing it. She said that I didn't think the civil rights movement was done right, and they didn't have to walk, and they shouldn't have had to walk, and they shouldn't have to. That's not what I said. I said we didn't finish the fight. That's what I said.
Woo, that's a big one. And we didn't.
We did not finish the fight. We were trying to sit in the front of the bus. We were trying to eat at their hotels, their day nightclubs.
Right.
We didn't finish the fight. Because the fight to me, and I've been telling them about this for 40 years, over and over again, all the ones who know me, I say it all the time. We did not finish the fight. The fight is economic empowerment. We should own. We should build.
Right.
Instead of just wanting to stay in that hotel, we should own it. Instead of just driving that bus, we should own it.